This is going to be a Chanel style dress. Have a look at the sketch. We'll be making a dress on the basis of the 10 measurement cutting system. There will be 2 chest darts, 2 waist tucks. This seam will be placed 5 cm below the waist. There will be 2 flaps here. There will be either a pleat or a slit here. Anyway, when cutting, we'll add about 10 cm for a pleat. There will be 3 buttons here on the front. The button should be very beautiful. We'll make such an amazing round neckline instead of a stand collar. It will be edged with fringe. The sleeves will be pretty short, and they will also be edged with fringe. The dress will be very beautiful. Natalie will look amazing in it. This is her basic pattern. We've already traced the front, the back, and the sleeve. I want to ask Natalie about the length of the dress and whether she wants to make a pleat or a slit here. The pattern is accurate. This is a piece of fabric we're going to make a dress of. Natalie bought this piece of cambric to make a lining of it. This Chanel style fabric is of a very high quality. It is made of natural materials. The dress with cambric lining will be very beautiful. We had a close look at this pattern and decided to make violet fringe of it. We'll edge the neckline, the sleeves, the slit, and the bottom with fringe. This is the dress we are planning to make. If we decide to change something while working, I'll tell you about it. I want you to understand that having a basic pattern, you can sew anything you want. I show you different designs and different patterns for you to learn to work with them. I like the quality of this fabric. It's very light and it stretches a bit. It's very soft to the touch. We can also make fringe on this side of fabric. In this case, the fringe will be multicolored. Very beautiful. This is what we will get if we make fringe on the crosswise grain. It took us very long to decide how to edge the details. This is what we will get if we make fringe on the neckline grain. I also want to try cutting it on a bias. I love the fabric. Natalie also loves it. I want to show you other Chanel style fabrics which we have in my fashion house. I've already showed you some of them. Some of these fabrics are light and some pretty warm. This Chanel style fabric is very strong. It has wool in its structure. The colors are very beautiful. These fabrics are perfect for cold seasons. Natalie said that she wants to dress up this fabric. I think that it's very beautiful. I love the fact that there are so many different colors in it. Blue, yellow, red. The colors are very beautiful. I can't wait to look at Natalie wearing this dress. Let's start working. I'll ask Natalie to come here for me to take a couple of extra measurements of her body. The edges look this way because we tried making fringe at them. It looks very beautiful. I can't decide which one I like better. Anyway, let's start working. We'll decide what to do with it later. The fringe is very beautiful. We need to decide on the length of the dress. I think that it should end on the knee level, not below it. The length of the dress on the front is 100 centimeters. Let me measure the pattern. 100 centimeters. We added 35 centimeters to the bottom of the original pattern. You can make it as long as you want. Next, we need to decide on the length of this detail. Here. I think that they can be a bit higher for the pockets not to be too low. 56 centimeters.
55.
Or 55. No, 56 centimeters would be perfect. The seam will be placed 56 centimeters down from the shoulder. I need to measure and mark 56 centimeters on the front. There will be a seam just on the front. The back will be straight. I need to draw the seam and cut it. We are not going to make this tiny tuck. We'll ignore it. I'll sign the center front. In the upper detail too. Perfect. Now I can cut the seam. That means that the front consists of the two details now.
Вот эта выточка у нас будет, а эту мы просто хвостик игнорируем, ничего не будем делать.
Let's have a look at the sleeve.
Ну да, хочется его
I think that the sleeve should be tiny.
Смотрите, вот начало
This is the beginning of the sleeve. I'll alter it a bit.
И чтобы рукавчик
The
снизу
sleeve will be about 4 centimeters wide.
вот снизу. И потом
Be very attentive.
Не прямой линией.
These lines should be not straight, but biased.
Центр рукава. Вот так вот.
It should end about 4 centimeters higher.
И закончить надо.
Make sure that there is no angle here. This is the new bottom line of the sleeve. The line is not straight, but slightly round. The center sleeve is shorter than the side. This is how the sleeve pattern will look like.
Рукав изящный. Вот видите,
Very beautiful.
Сделали.
Have a close look at the shape of the sleeve.
Смотри, как он вот
I love it.
туда. Учитесь. Хорошо.
The sleeve is ready. The back is ready.
Спинка готова.
Next, we need to alter the neckline. How much wider should it be? 2.5 centimeters wider. Otherwise, the neckline would be too close to the neck. We need to make the neckline 2.5 centimeters wider.
Так 2 или 2,5?
Natalie says that 2 centimeters would be enough. I made the front neckline 2 centimeters wider, so I need to make the back neckline 2 centimeters wider as well. I'll also make the back neckline a bit deeper. After that, I'll move on to working with the front neckline. I'm making the back neckline just a bit deeper for it to be more comfortable. We'll make the front neckline 3 centimeters deeper. This is how the front neckline will look like. I made it 2 centimeters wider and 3 centimeters deeper. I can cut it now. The necklines are ready. We'll alter the armholes right on fabric. What about the Nova cast? I don't need to add anything. There will be fringe there. We need to pin the back pattern first. After that, we'll decide how to place the front and the sleeve. This piece of fabric is 130 centimeters wide. It would be much more comfortable to work with it if it was 140 centimeters wide. You need to either be slim or to buy 2 lengths to sew something of this fabric. I think I'll cut the armhole now. We'll alter it on fabric anyway. I think that we should make it 1.5 centimeters deeper. Have a look at it. I'm making the armhole 1.5 centimeters deeper. Natalie is pinning the back.
Отлично.
Very nice.
Внимание.
Be very
Вытяжку
attentive.
нагрудную переносим в
We
боковую.
need to move the chest dart to the side.
Нарисовала
This is where the
боковую
chest dart should be placed.
уходящую в боковой шов.
Next, I need to
Прорезаю.
cut it and close the original one.
И закрываю нагрудную. Прикалываем.
Now we can pin the pattern.
Всегда, когда вы закрываете
When moving
нагрудную,
chest
открываете
dart,
в боку,
do not forget to
всегда
alter the shoulder
миллиметров
seams.
5 срезаем высоту.
A couple of
Если
extra
плечевой
millimeters
шов,
could affect the
немножко
result.
наклон выправляем. Чуть-чуть. На миллиметрики буквально, но это имеет значение. Ткани взяли
This
1,5
piece of
метра,
fabric
потому
is
что
1.5
нужна же
meters
еще
long.
ткань на изготовление
Do not forget that we
бахромы.
need some fabric for the fringe.
Ну что, мне приходится
We'll have to pin the pattern here.
Центр переда. Вот
I
тут
remind you that we need to
складочек
add at least 10
сантиметров 10.
centimeters for a pleat.
Так, что у нас получается с рукавом?
What about the sleeve?
Получается что? Получается,
If I
что
pin the
уже прямо
details
у нас
this
ничего
way,
такого
there
на
won't be
бахроме
enough
не
fabric for the
остается.
fringe
Что ж
left.
нам делать? Видите, что если ложу
If
сюда,
I pin the detail here,
накладываю
there
вот
won't be
так вот.
enough
Здесь
space for
нет
the
на
seams
швы, а здесь
and
нет
the
на
pleat
складку.
left.
Надо вот дальше отодвигаться из-за вот этой
It should
вот
be pinned
детали.
here.
Вот она.
I'm doing it because of this
Вот здесь
detail
у
on the
нас
front.
еще надо
We
сантиметров
need to
10
add at
лишних
least 10
иметь. Ну,
centimeters for a
ничего,
pleat here.
будем справляться. Если не справимся,
That's
еще
okay.
отрежем. Мы-то сами себе тут начальники. Ой,
We'll manage
Наташа,
to do
какая
it.
ты будешь
If we don't,
красивая.
we'll just cut a small piece of
Боже,
fabric.
какая у нас Наташа
Who can
тут
stop us?
красивая. Прямо я уже
Natalie,
жду
you
этого
will look
момента.
amazing.
Ну что, вот так.
Oh my,
Всё.
I can't wait to see you in this dress. That's it. I'll pin the
А эти
details this
кусочки
way.
тоже потом используем.
I
Да?
think we'll find a way to use these pieces,
Хорошо.
right? Very nice.
Там у нас хватает. А вот
We need
здесь
to
мы
add a bit
побольше
more
берем
for a
на
seam
шов.
to the upper part of the
Верхней
back.
части спины побольше берем на шов. Смотрите. 5 сантиметров.
Notice that I pinned the pattern 5
Это значит,
centimeters
я на
away from the
складку
edge.
прибавляю 10 на
The
застежку.
fabric is folded in half, so that means that I
Ну
added
вот
10 centimeters
остаются
for a
углы
pleat.
нам на бахрому.
I hope that we will be able to make fringe of these pieces of fabric.
На низ сантиметр.
Do not
да?
forget to add 2 centimeters for an overcast.
И здесь тогда 2. Смотрите. Спинка.
This is the back,
Верхняя
this is
часть
the upper
есть.
part of the front,
Нижняя
this
часть
is the
платья,
lower part of the
передняя
front,
часть. Здесь
and
у
this
меня
is the sleeve.
прибавлено. Рукав. Все.
Now we can start cutting. I want to add a bit more than needed to the side seams. The fringe made of this fabric looks very beautiful. I love it.
Так, пол,
I need to add 2 centimeters for an overcast at the bottom. Do not forget to add 2 centimeters to the front bottom as well. I'll make the shoulder seams 1.5 centimeters wide.
Тогда мы еще имеем возможность
Oh, these scissors are much better.
режут. Смотрите,
Have a
мы
look
здесь
here.
прибавили 10 сантиметров
Notice that I
по
added 10
центру.
centimeters
Но
for
мы
a
не
pleat
будем
to
по
the center
центру,
front.
мы будем делать на
Of
левом
course, I'm not
колене.
going to make a
Вот
pleat
эти
on the
5
center front.
сантиметров излишних
We'll make it
заберем,
closer
где
to
нам
the left
хочется.
side
Не
seam.
обязательно в центре нам их забирать.
Learn
Учитесь
to
не
work fast
заморачиваться,
and
прибавили,
easy.
да и все. Потом
Don't
решите
think too
где.
much.
А если начнешь заранее там
You know that I
продумывать,
don't like complicated designs.
можно.
If I did, I wouldn't have so many different
Я так
clothes.
вообще не люблю париться. Будешь много париться, будешь всю жизнь голой ходить. А как-то я так и вообще не люблю голой ходить. О,
The lower part of the front is ready. These are the upper part of the front and the lower part of the front.
Вот у нас низ платья.
Very nice. Next, I need to cut the sleeve. I'm trying not to waste fabric. I still need to make facing, fringe, and some other details. I remind you that we can't make notches in such fabrics. Natalie, you will have to make spacing seams on the center sleeve and the front side.
Отмечаем сейчас.
When I finish cutting, I'll show you what to do next.
Сейчас начнем наносить. Вот это вот очень
The sleeve is of a perfect shape. It doesn't look too simple.
Таким простым.
These are the back, the sleeve, the upper part of the front, and the lower part of the front. There is nothing complicated in this dress. We cut the front into details, altered the armholes and darts, and changed the sleeves a bit. It's impossible to make notches in this fabric, so Natalie is making spacing seams on the waist and the other needed details. I need to use a piece of chalk to mark the tucks. We added 10 centimeters for a pleat here, but we need to move this allowance here, to the left knee. I need to fold the piece of fabric in such way that the marked tuck is 5 centimeters away from the fold. 6 centimeters would be too much. Five centimeters are perfect. When I tack the pleat, I'll attach this detail to the upper part of the front. Natalie is tacking the center back. Very nice.
Очаровательно.
Natalie is going to tack the shoulder darts next. Don't stick to one and the same design. Learn to work with basic patterns. Use the possibilities they provide you with. Find an interesting design and try to think of the way to make it. This is what we usually do. Don't be afraid of experiments. This dress will look amazing. Have a look here. I'm not going to cut this part now. It will allow me moving it after fitting if needed. We'll just have to remove the taking and take it again. We'll insert small shoulder pads in the shoulders. We need to do it for the dress to look more beautiful. Do not forget to make a spacing seam on the center sleeve.
Центр рукава вот ниточкой.
I remind you that it's impossible to make notches in this fabric.
Ниточкой прошиваю.
Watch what Natalie is doing.
Прошить в одном месте.
She's just making several stitches in the same place. We also need to make a spacing seam to mark the front side of the sleeve. It doesn't really matter where exactly to make a spacing seam. We just need to know where the front side is. The seam marks the front side of the sleeve. The back is ready. Next, Natalie will tack the front. She needs to tack the chest darts first. It's hard to draw something of fabric. Anyway, it's beautiful, so we love it. The fact that it's not convenient to work with it won't stop us from wearing it. You can see that it's really hard to draw something here. I marked the wrong sided sleeves. Now I can see that it's different anyway. The right side is brighter. The sleeves will be very beautiful. Natalie is taking the chest darts.
Выточки собрать.
I remind you that they should be tacked from the top.
Вершины груди.
The rule is the same for every item. I've already told you that a lot of times. The darts should be tacked from the top and stitched from the edge.
Строчим на машине к вершине.
Next, we need to attach the lower part of the front to the upper one. Notice that the pleat matches the waist tuck. It's correct. When this seam is ready, we'll tack the side and the shoulder seams. I remind you that the side seams will be 2 centimeters wide. I love to watch Natalie at work. It's a pure pleasure.
Правда. Приятно ж посмотреть, правда?
When Natalie finishes taking the side and the shoulder seams, she'll try the dress on. I'm making a course on how to make a sheath dress. In the course, I will show you how to line such dresses very thoroughly. This is how the front looks like. I think that it's very beautiful. Next, Natalie will tack the side seams. They will be 2 centimeters wide. I think that the dress should be made a bit tighter at the bottom. We'll decide it after fitting. I don't recommend making dresses tighter before a fitting. There is no need to risk. The dress is tacked. Natalie can finally try it on. We'll show you the first fitting. I need to pin the sleeves. Of course, we're going to edge the armholes before attaching sleeves. We just want you to see how the dress is actually going to look like. Natalie has pretty strong arms. This is why we will have to gather the sleeves a bit more than usual. I need to gather the sleeve head in order to have enough space here. I'm pinning the sleeves for you to see how they will look like. Perfect. The sleeves are very beautiful. We want to make the dress a bit more close-fitting. We also want to move these pleats about 2.5 centimeters further to the right. We'll do it in order not to attach buttons too close to the center front. We're not going to alter this part. We'll just make the side seams a bit wider, and we'll also alter the back a bit. Have a look here. You can see that the center back sags a bit. That means that we need to alter the shoulder seams. We need to tack the back parts of the shoulders a bit more, for about 1.5 centimeters. Notice that when I alter the shoulders, the back doesn't sag. Natalie, you look gorgeous. The dress is absolutely amazing. I also want to alter the waist tucks on the back a bit. Natalie's body is absolutely different from mine. It was impossible to make a perfect pattern for her. The best way to make a garment fit such type of bodies perfectly is altering them on the body. I would make the waist tucks at the front and the back even. Now I can see that I need to alter only the back waist tucks. I'm not going to pin the second tuck. I'm not sure whether I need to alter the center back more or not. We'll see it at the second fitting. That's all we can do for now. We'll see if we need to alter anything else at the second fitting. The front fits Natalie perfectly. The tucks are accurate. This seam is perfect. The pleat should be moved a bit. The sleeves are also perfect. We'll alter the back. These parts are perfect. I remind you that this was the first fitting. I think that the dress looks absolutely amazing. Have a close look at the dress. We showed you how to make a pattern for it, how to cut it, and we also showed you the first fitting. Natalie made the fringe on the crosswise grain. She edged the details with the zigzag seam. The sleeves are lined. I remind you that we gathered the sleeve head a bit for the sleeves to be more loose. I remind you that there is a seam on the front. We inserted the flaps in it. The flaps were decorated with matching patterns. Have a look at the bottom. You can see the two types of fringe here. The purple one was made on the lengthwise grain, and this multicolored one on the crosswise grain. Natalie attached the second layer of fringe by hand. Let's have a look at the details decorated with fringe, sleeves, neckline. This one looks very beautiful. Have a close look at it. Flaps, bottom, this seam. It looks like a wrap over, but it's not actually a wrap over. The seam is stitched up from this point. This is basically a vent. I want every one of you to have a close look at the dress. I think that the dress is very beautiful. Natalie looks absolutely gorgeous. It took Natalie really long to make this dress, but I think that the result is worth it all. Some of my Russian subscribers thought that we either forgot about this dress or damaged it. No, we didn't. Natalie just didn't have any time for it. Natalie says that it's a perfect dress for autumn. We're so happy that it's finally ready. I'm also happy that Natalie found some time for herself.
Долгосрочное платье, но тем не менее оно...
Have a close look at the details. The dress is very beautiful.
Сегодня его дошили, и вот мы прямо сегодня вам его показываем.
We couldn't wait to show you this dress.
На подкладке.
The dress is lined. I'm not going to show you the wrong side because I showed you the cutting.
Показывали вам изнанку наших платьев на подкладке, как все упаковано.
There is a concealed zipper on the center back.
Тут у нас молния есть.
I'm not going to unzip the dress because Natalie is shy.
Наташеньку смущать.
This Chanel style fabric is of a very high quality. It's pretty strong and it's not hard to iron it. The best thing about it is that it's beautiful. Even though it took Natalie a lot of time to make this dress, she's happy with the result. The dress is not too complicated. It's just that Natalie didn't have enough time for it. Natalie can't wait to go somewhere in this dress. It's a pleasure. Natalie doesn't have enough time to sew for herself. I'm gonna tell you a secret. Her husband got tired of waiting for her to sew new dresses for herself, so he bought her several ones. Natalie is one of the best tailors in my fashion house. I love her not only for her talent, but also for her personality. I'm happy that she's ready to share some of her knowledge with you. I hope that we will sew something else for you. Maybe we should ask other people to sew for you while you are sewing for our customers. I want Natalie to look gorgeous. Turn around, please. Natalie looks amazing. She's always beautiful, but this dress makes her look even better. Natalie, let's be honest. Dresses don't make us look better. We are the ones who make dresses look more interesting. If you feel beautiful, you look beautiful. And if you don't feel good, nothing will help you look good. Natalie looks amazing no matter what she puts on. Same with me. We were really happy to show you this dress. Don't be afraid of experiments. That's all for today. Be different and beautiful. We're Paukshte Irina and Natalie. Subscribe to my channel, write comments, share videos, press like and the bell buttons. I really need your support. Thank you. Goodbye.